Hey guys, McMull2 here. So we're going to start taking a look at these clones and seeing what kind of gear they need and what kind of mods you should put on them and their synergies with each other. The first clone we're going to be taking a look at is the Clone Sergeant Phase 1. He is a clone trooper attacker. His synergy deals all with critical hits and getting turn meter boost from those critical hits. His basic attack is Z6 Rotary Blaster. He deals physical damage and gains 50% turn meter on a critical hit. Then you have his AoE Suppressive Fire. Deals physical damage and removes 50% turn meter from all enemies. That's not a chance, that is a guaranteed 50% chance, or 50% turn meter removal. So it's very nice. Problem is, he doesn't have a lot of natural potency, which we'll get into here in a minute when we're looking at his stats. So you may want to look at getting some potency via secondaries and your mods on him to help get that turn meter removal up, because that is very important when you're fighting in arena teams. And then his unique Concentrated Fire. He gains 4.5% crit chance for each living clone ally. He also gets 10% crit damage and offense up for 2 turns whenever he critically hits. So basically, you want him to crit as much as possible so you can get that 50% turn meter from the basic, and then he gets the offense up. He hits hard. If you go and look at my tank videos that I've done with my clone team, you'll see that my clone sergeant pulls about 50% of the team's damage. And that's because his basic, with the correct mods and everything, he can hit upwards of 20,000 on a single hit. And that is huge. With that 50% turn meter bonus, right now my clone sergeants run about 150 speed. You basically get a 50% speed bonus on top of that. So he's running more like 230 speed when he gets a crit with that turn meter boost. Now, in terms of health and protection, he is a little squishy. He's a little low on them. I mean, you see here he's got about 16,000 health. Without the mods, he'd be sitting about the same protection. So he's kind of weak. You're going to want him to hide behind some kind of tank, or with a Cody Zeta lead or General Kenobi lead. He's going to get a lot of latent protection defense from those leads because of their defense bonuses. You'll see here I got my clone trooper about 156 speed, and I'm maxing out on crit damage on him. I've got a little bit of potency added in, and I got a bit of tenacity added in as well. Now, here, with his physical damage, you'll notice I've got quite a bit thrown into his physical damage. That's going to help you get as much damage as you can from him whenever he uses his basic attack. Now, something important to note, his physical crit chance. You only need to cap it at 52% if you're running a Cody Zeta lead, because Cody Zeta gives 30% crit chance to all clone allies. So you add in the 52 plus the 30, that gets you up to 82. But then, remember his unique, where he gets 4.5% crit chance per clone ally that's alive? That will add up to 18% additional crit chance. So there, with that adding on to the 82% crit chance, he's got 100% crit chance if you just cap him at 52%. That means every time he attacks, it's going to be a crit, it's going to hit hard, and he's going to get that turn meter boost. And that is huge for trying to maximize as much damage as you can from these guys. In terms of armor, he's not too bad, but he's not like a tank level armor, but he's got enough to mitigate some damage. Special damage, special crit chance, he doesn't use special damage, so you don't need to worry about that. Resistance, he's a little lower in terms of that, so, but I mean, you don't have many characters who use special damage outside of like Qui-Gon and Palpatine and a couple others. There's not many special damage dealing characters in this game. Now, you'll notice I am running a crit damage with crit chance mods on him. I've got a crit damage arrow with speed on it. You want to help maximize as much of his speed as possible, because that means he's just going that much more. He's going to be your main damage dealer, so you want him attacking as much as possible. So you see here I've got a plus 7 speed on there. Yeah, plus 5 speed there, plus 7 speed. Now, your square is always going to be offense. Your cross, you want to get offense on him as well there. That way you can just get as much physical damage out as possible. I've got a crit damage triangle on him to help push all that crit damage out, since he's going to be critting all the time. I've got protection circle on him. I mean, you can either do health or protection. Much rather do protection, because with Cody Zeta, you're going to be regenerating all that protection, and I mean, he almost never loses protection since he's attacking so much. And then, yeah, I mean, you can see, I've got mods that have some crit chance on him, but there's nothing much big there. So, I mean, yeah, just get some good mods with some secondary crit chance on him, and you should be good to get up to the crit chance cap between his unique and the Cody Zeta. Now, in terms of gear, he is very interesting. His gear level 6, to get to gear level 6, he requires all purple, or 5 purple pieces, which is not too crazy. He needs a Mark 4 keypad, 2 Mark 4 droid collars, and the Mark 8 Blast Tech weapon mod, which needs another keypad, and then a Mark 3 holo projector for the tenacity, and a Mark 2 Athicum med pack, which is blue, so not too bad. What gets really interesting is between his gears 7, 8, and 9, he needs a total of 5 purple pieces to go between those 3 gear levels. He is incredibly easy to gear up between levels 7, 8, and 9 compared to most of your other characters. And 7, the only purple piece he needs is a Mark 6 Nubian scanner, which is going to need another Mark 4 laptop, but, I mean, that's not too bad in the long run. He needs 2 blue pieces, a Mark 6 electro binocular, Mark 6 weapon mod, or armor mod, and then he needs 2 green pieces, Mark 3 source of keypad, a Mark 2 stun gun, and then a white piece, a Mark 1 Chewy hypo syringe. Now at gear 8, he needs a furnace, which, granted, that's a bit of a grind, and then a Mark 4 droid collar, and then another blue Athicum med pack Mark 2, and then 3 green pieces, Mark 4 power cell, Mark 2 cheat comlink, and a Mark 2 stun gun. At gear 9, he needs another furnace. This guy is going to eat furnaces all day, so if you're going to gear him up, make sure you have several furnaces saved up, because he's going to need them. Now, at gear 9, the other thing he needs is a Mark 4 cheat comlink, which is going to require a full stun cuff. So his 9's a bit more of a problem, but relatively speaking, because then you look, he needs 4 other blue pieces to get to gear 9. I mean, that is absurd. You don't see many characters at that high of gear level need so few pieces, or sorry, so few purple pieces and so many blue pieces. At gear 10, he's going to need a Mark 7 shield generator and a Mark 4 laptop, or sorry, no, this is a new piece where it gets all those, like the Mark 4 hairdryer, the Mark 5 laptop, Mark 4 droid collar, all those purple pieces that everybody has a ton of from challenges. Yeah, you're going to need those for one of his pieces. So, I mean, you're going to have plenty of those. With the 50 salvage that you can get from light side missions, I believe. The first light side normal mission, I believe, drops them. And then he needs 2 of the gold strength pieces from challenges. Now, he's agility based class, so strength's not going to increase his damage, but it is going to give him a very nice boost in health and armor, which before this level 85 cap increase, he needed a lot of them. He was very squishy. He would die pretty quickly. So getting a huge boost from health and armor on him is very, very nice. He's also going to need one of the new Mark 6 thermal detonators that adds +6 speed. He's going to need another Mark 5 fusion furnace. So chalk that up to another furnace you're going to have to drop on this guy. And then a Mark 6 hypo syringe, which is one of the agility pieces from challenges. Now, once you get him up to gear 11, they address his issues with potency by throwing 2 potency pieces on him. You have the Mark 7 Nubian scanner, which gives him 10% potency, and then a Mark 9 electro binocular, which gives him another 3% potency. So they're giving him a little bit more potency. So you can see right now my potency is at 19.62. So add another 3% on, he'll be sitting at 22.62% once I get the Mark 9 binocular for him. I'm busy kind of throwing them on Sun Fac right now, trying to get him up to gear 11, which I finally did this morning, and man, he has a lot of protection. In terms of other gear, he needs another gold strength piece. As you can see, there's a lot of people who need them. Sorry, Cassian, there's no way I'm throwing 5 gold pieces on you anytime soon. And then he needs a +20 resistance Mark 10 binocular, so not too bad. yeah, in terms of other characters, yeah, he is not as hard to gear up as it is with others until you get up to gear 10 where it becomes a bit more of a struggle. So, in terms of synergy, you want him in a clone team. Anytime you start throwing in characters who aren't clones, he very quickly falls off in terms of synergy. Because remember, his unique, the concentrated fire, so I almost said focused fire, he gets the 4.5 crit chance per clone ally. So anytime you start switching in non-clone characters, and if you take out a Cody's lead, he's going to start dropping off on the amount of potential damage he does. So you want him in a clone team. Outside of a clone team, he'd be nice for his AoE turn meter reduction, but again, that's like he's going to get that, every 3 turns? Yeah, 3 turns. And, if he still crits a nice amount, he's going to get a good turn meter boost, but he's not going to be as fast or as strong, because he's not going to get all of those, excuse me, he's not going to get all those crits in, but he's still going to do some decent damage. The problem is, there's other characters outside of clones who can do more damage to him, or more damage than him. Rey can still do more damage than him, and look how far she's fallen off. If you have a decently geared wedge, he's going to do more damage than the clone sergeant, and he doesn't have to rely on other clones to get damage boosts. Granted, he's got to rely on Biggs. No, he doesn't have to rely on Biggs for the assist, but he still has synergy on his own. So, Clone Sergeant, you want him in a clone team. You want him under a Cody lead because of that crit chance that Cody's going to give. Look at that. It's a, 30% crit chance? Yeah, you're going to want that. That's something big that you're going to want with a Clone Sergeant running around. So, yeah. Look at him for a clone team. If you don't have a clone team, kind of put him off to the side. Also, keep in mind, he is now, funnily enough, he's now the hardest clone to grind, because he's only in 3 hard missions. That's the only way you can get him outside of chromium shipments. So, he's gonna be a long grind. It took me a couple months to get him up. You look at, the Hoth Rebel Soldier. He's not as bad as the Hoth Rebel Soldier, but he's still a bit of a grind. You can only get him from hard missions and the chromium cards. So he's a bit harder to grind up compared to, say, Echo, Rex, and Cody, who are now in the fleet shipments and the guild shop shipments. So maybe, hopefully down the line, they can throw him in somewhere. Actually, I think the Clone Sergeant is in fleet shipments. Let me see if he's in here. Cody. I'll have to keep an eye on that. He may actually be in fleet shipments. He should be, since he has a ship. Which, by the way, his ship is very nice. No, that's Biggs. There's my Clone Sergeant. I have him at 6 stars right now. His Torpedo Strike does very nice damage, and it's guaranteed to be a critical hit if it's on a target-locked enemy. He's got the offense up and protection recovery boost, and he has a chance to inflict target lock on his own. He has a very, very good ship. He's definitely someone you should look at for getting a ship as well. Now, that should be it for the Clone Sergeant Phase 1. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to ask them in the comments down below. I'll be keeping a close eye on that. If you are on Discord, you can find me on the Team Skunk Discord. I'm currently in Team Skunk the Way, so you can find me there. Send me private messages, anything like that. Later today and tomorrow, I will be uploading more of these clone videos. I'm probably going to be doing Echo next, then Fives, Rex, and finishing. Then I will be finishing off with the Clone Commander himself, the man who with the Zeta, who you just can't say no to his Zeta, Commander Cody. He is the reason why these clones are so ridiculously good now. Well, you could say General Kenobi too, but let's be real, it's Commander Cody all the way. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. I will keep you guys updated. I should have the Zeta for 5s. I'm currently sitting at, let me take a look. I'm sitting at 16 Zetas. I should have one tonight with the fleet shipments, and hopefully the RNG gods look favorably upon me with my ship challenges tomorrow and Monday. I am really hoping I can get a 5 Zeta by Monday. I will keep you guys up to date with that, and I'll see you guys later. Thank you very much.